Coming up on News Channel 12 Live at 6, the WKU Student Government Association speaks out about Provider Ride and is working to beautify campus. Plus, construction is covering the campus of WKU, which could be causing confusion for many, but some say it's all part of the plan.
The storms are heading our way. I'll let you know when they'll hit coming up.
A WKU student inventor is attempting to shed light for those who see darkness, and President Obama increases funding for medical research. You're watching News Channel 12 live at 6.
Live from the campus of Western Kentucky University, where the spirit makes the master. This is News Channel 12 live at 6.
Good evening, I'm Jason Hibbs. Students across campus are working with campus police to make WKU a safer place. University police released their annual crime report, and the report covers January through December of 2008. Now, the report basically states that robberies, assaults, and vehicle theft have decreased overall, and alcohol and drug abuse arrests both decreased by more than 20. WKU police urge you to report any alleged incidents to an officer by calling 270-745-2548. Schneider Hall is getting a makeover, and supplies required for exams are on the house. These are two of the bills passed by WKU SGA this week. The first gives $135 to paint a mural on the side of Schneider Hall, and the second allots $300 to buy blue essay books and Scantron from the bookstore. The free items are available to university students and may be found in the SGA office and in the residence halls throughout campus. We spoke with SGA President Kevin Smiley today about this, and he says that it's all about making life a little easier for students.
We're looking to dot them all over the hill, and I think it's going to be a really useful and exciting way for students just to get something free that's oftentimes just a really bother to take care of.
Smiley also told News Channel 12 that Provider Ride is back up and running for students needing a lift. That starts tonight at 10 o'clock. Free rides are available for all students, and you can contact Provider Ride by simply calling 270-776-7777. In Trigg County, voters have decided by a narrow margin to go wet. The Paducah Sun reports that County Clerk Wanda Thomas announced the initiative passed by a 36-vote margin, and that would allow sales of alcoholic beverages throughout the county. Vice President of the group Trigg Citizens Against Alcohol, Reverend Archie Brock, says that they have no plans to challenge the vote. And if you visited WKU within the last few weeks, you've probably seen the constant stream of construction. These projects are funded through the WKU Capital Plan, and as News Channel 12's Ben Hill reports, they are produced after a long process of both planning and patience.
Construction is currently covering the campus of Western Kentucky University, but the abundance of hammering and hard hats are for good reason. According to Brian Russell, the Director of Planning, Design, and Construction at WKU, the projects are part of WKU's 6-year capital plan.
These are projects that people have ideas for or have a need for. Some of them are updates of existing buildings, some of them are new buildings.
Russell says the capital plan is a collaborative effort.
We work with everybody on campus about new things with athletics, with academics. We have facility issues. We have lots of things we brought to the table.
There are several priority projects pitched to the Commonwealth of Kentucky each year, but very few are funded.
Out of 53 projects, we may get 3 this year, we may get none this year, we may get 5 this year.
Russell says since much of the funding is financed by the state, adapting and making concessions is critical.
Sometimes we'll get half the funding for a project, so we may have to learn how or maybe phase a project in.
One of the major capital projects approved by the state is already well underway, and that's the renovation and expansion of Van Meter Hall, a building in dire need of an update, being that it was built in 1911. But overall, Russell is pleased with the capital plan and the projects in progress, and he looks forward to seeing the university continue to expand in the future.
As a graduate of Western, I'm actually very proud to be here, and it is exciting to see the university grow, the number of students grow. It's great to see my children go to Western Kentucky University. It's good to see our friends here in Bowling Green and outside the community that come from Owensboro on different locations. It's very exciting.
That was Ben Hill reporting. Mr. Russell says the majority of the capital plan projects will be completed within the calendar year. However, Russell says the Van Meter Hall renovation is expected to be finished by June 2010. WKU Health Services is coming up empty-handed when it comes to protecting you against the flu. School officials say they are out of the vaccine after giving 1,000 flu shots to worried students. Health Services Coordinator Terry Cunningham tells News Channel 12 they've ordered more of the vaccine, but they're not sure when they'll get it or how much will be available. Warren County has 10 confirmed cases of the H1N1 virus, and statewide, Fayette County has the highest number with 69 reported cases. A Kentucky law that bans convicted sex offenders from living near schools and daycare centers is unconstitutional. The Kentucky Supreme Court took that position in a ruling today. Kentucky lawmakers passed a law in 2006 that restricted where sex offenders could live. Neighborhoods around schools and daycare centers were put off limits. In a 5-2 decision, justices held that lawmakers unconstitutionally applied the law to sex offenders convicted before the restrictions were even imposed. The ruling means that thousands of sex offenders won't have to move. For centuries, clever minds and scientists have invented ways to help the visually impaired find their way around. News Channel 12's Elizabeth Hogan shows us one WKU student who's following in their footsteps with a creation of his very own.
The sights of the WKU campus become familiar to those who walk its paths each day. But imagine trying to get around without your sight. Mechanical engineering student Austin Schroll has decided to make that feat easier through an invention called Audio Eyes.
It's an audio device for people with vision impairments. Basically, it lets them know of their environmental conditions as they travel or navigate through their daily activities.
Now, since Audio Eyes is up for a patent, I can't show it to you on camera, but I can tell you it will be about the size of a cell phone with an earpiece. Now imagine I'm the voice of Audio Eyes. Now crossing Normal Drive. Approaching Helms Craven's Library. Schroll presented this invention at the Idea State U Innovation Competition, where he won the Governor's Innovation Award. Through a system of tags, the device will improve the safety of the visually impaired.
The user walks up close to the building, it'll let them know whatever message that we choose to play for them, which would describe maybe where the front door is or what the building name is. It will alert them of the obstructions or the type of hazards that are possible.
The Audio Eyes team realizes the impact the device could have on the lives of the visually impaired students. But they're also keeping their hopes high for Austin's future goals.
This is definitely, Audio Eyes has brought me the greatest achievement yet so far I've had in my life.
Schroll hopes to be seeking funding by this summer. Elizabeth Hogan reporting for News Channel 12.
Schroll was quick to thank everyone on his team who is helping him make Audio Eyes possible and hopes the patent process will continue to run smoothly. President Obama announces billions of dollars in research grants from the Economic Stimulus Program. The president says $5 billion will be used to support research in the fight against autism, cancer, and heart disease, all while boosting the economy.
Today, we're announcing that we've awarded $5 billion, that's with a B, in grants through the Recovery Act to conduct cutting-edge research all across America, to unlock treatments to diseases that have long plagued humanity, to save and enrich the lives of people all over the world. This represents the single largest boost to biomedical research in history.
The funds are expected to sustain 12,000 existing projects and create thousands of jobs over the next 2 years. And with the first look at our forecast, here's Melanie Neiman. Melanie?
Thanks, Jason. Now, we had another great day today on the Hill. We had temperatures that weren't too hot, not too cold, and very clear skies out there. Right now around the Bowling Green area, you can see up in Campbellsville, 64 degrees. Bowling Green, we're sitting at 70. Take a look down in Fort Campbell, all the way up there with 76 degrees. As I mentioned earlier, we have some thunderstorms and showers that are heading our way. You can see all of these thunderstorms and showers just out to our west, and a cold front associated with those is stretching from Kansas City all the way down to Tulsa. It's making its way towards us, and it's going to be a big weather maker for us come later on tonight. Now let's take a look and see when it's going to hit. We have clear skies going to be for the beginning of your evening, dropping our temperatures down to about 67 degrees, and then we can expect the thunderstorms to hit around 1 p.m. Stick with us for your overnight and much of Friday. Now I'll have more of when it's going to clear out coming up in just a few minutes.
Thanks, Melanie. Coming up next, see parts of Mammoth Cave that you've never seen before without having to pay a dime. And President Obama makes his pitch to bring the 2016 Olympics to Windy City.
My cell phone number and John's cell phone number. Hey, pretty. And number of the restaurant where we're going to be. And oh, I've left you my pager number too, just in case, because you never know. John, you have the gift?
The odds of a babysitter calling 911, 1 in 1,400.
Anything should happen, please don't hesitate.
The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 150. You know the odds of autism. Now learn the signs. Go to autismspeaks.org.
Good nutrition can lead to great things. Find out how a healthy lifestyle can help your child succeed.
You're watching News Channel 12 live at 6. Your source for late-breaking news affecting you. Storm Center 12 forecast. The latest sports scores and highlights from your team. And consistently voted best newscast. News Channel 12, your source for news.
South Central Kentucky is fortunate enough to have a national treasure in our very own backyard, but folks who've been in the Mammoth Cave have really only seen a portion of all that it has to offer. But this weekend, all of that is about to change, and News Channel 12's Jackie Powell is here to tell us all about that. Jackie?
That's right, Jason. Well, in the past, camera crews weren't allowed to go back in the cave for fear that their equipment might damage it. But WKYU crews had the opportunity to go on a one-of-a-kind journey revealing the nooks and crannies that were previously unseen by the public.
Enough beauty, there's enough science going on at the park that it would make a really wonderful documentary.
A Way to Wonder, a documentary 13 months in the making, has finally come together, and producer-director of WKYU-PBS Cheryl Beckley couldn't be happier. After shooting around 60 hours of footage, 12 hours of interviews, and spending tens of thousands of dollars, Beckley says she was honored to receive the exclusive opportunity to delve into the cave and its rich history.
There are many, many people at the park who've never been to some of the places that we've gone to, and I think that for them to open their doors to us and take us to these places, it meant a lot, the fact that they trusted us to go in there, and it also means a lot that they trust us to tell the story of Mammoth Cave National Park.
The documentary tells the cave's history from 10,000 years ago to present. Brett Boyens is a WKU student who was in on the project and says the experience was one he'll never forget.
Really just the experience, I learned a lot in terms of the technical aspects of the shoot and shooting in different environments. Because, you know, it's one thing to shoot in the studio or, you know, at a football game where the stadium's going to be the same. It's completely different to go down to a cave and go to this other stuff. So I'm going to take away a lot.
Student crew members like Boyens enjoyed capturing the stories of the individual lives impacted by Mammoth Cave throughout the years. Beckley is sure that viewers will also delight in taking a personal journey through the cave.
They really do tell a wonderful story about the park, about the cave, and about the future of Mammoth Cave National Park.
A Way to Wonder will air this Sunday night, October the 4th at 8 o'clock and will re-air again at 9.
Those affected by Tuesday's deadly tsunami will soon be getting the relief they need as aid arrives in American Samoa. Troops are there delivering shipments of food, tents, and medical supplies. At least 130 people were killed when an 8.0 quake sent massive waves crashing against the small cluster of Samoan islands. Officials expect the death toll to rise as rescuers reach outlying areas, and the region was hit with a second earthquake this morning, but the 5.5 quake did not trigger a tsunami warning. Toyota is having its largest recall yet. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is ordering the company to inspect close to 4 million vehicles, and drivers are being asked to remove their floor mats immediately. The news comes after investigators determined a floor mat is to blame for a tragic car crash that killed 4 Californians last month. They say the driver's side floor mat wedged against the gas pedal, prompting the vehicle to accelerate to speeds of up to 120 miles an hour, killing a patrol officer and 3 others. Highway safety officials say they've received more than 100 reports of similar incidents involving Toyota vehicles. And the federal government may have a change in store for semi-truck drivers. A proposed law seeks to ban computers and cell phones in 18-wheelers. The chance of a trucker crashing is 10 times more likely when there's a computer in use. For texting, the likelihood increases 23 times. However, many in the trucking community say that these modern devices are needed so that the job gets done quickly and effectively. The law would change the way hauling is done by keeping truckers from instantly finding loads of cargo or getting directions. The American Trucking Association is against the bill completely. Most of us have done it before, not even thinking about it. We're talking about or chatting or texting on a cell phone while driving. Recent studies show that there are almost 6,000 deaths and over 500,000 injuries as the result of driver distraction. As a result, the Obama administration is stepping up with a panel of experts in Washington for a 2-day distracted driving summit. They hope for Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood to propose a ban on texting and driving. 33 states have already taken steps in that direction.
Takes away that half a second where you might have been able to prevent that accident or run into the back of somebody. It is a kind of a dangerous deal.
Officials in Warren County are also worried about folks texting while driving because it decreases reaction time. President Obama is also preparing for a high-stakes mission overseas. The goal? To bring the 2016 Summer Olympics to Chicago. But as Ed Henry reports, the unprecedented hard sell is not without risk for the White House.
If there was any doubt about whether President Obama will do anything to bring home the Olympics to Chicago in 2016, Mr. Obama pretty much put those doubts to rest last month when he played with a lightsaber on the South Lawn.
You should have seen the president in there fencing. It was pathetic.
White House aides are hoping his diplomatic skills are better than his fencing, as he and First Lady Michelle Obama embark on an unprecedented joint diplomatic mission to beat out Madrid, Rio, and Tokyo.
What a dynamic duo they will be. I think it will be high impact. I think their presentation will be both very personal, given that they know and love Chicago so well.
But what if they fly all the way to Denmark and enlist the help of Oprah Winfrey and still fail to collect the gold medal?
If he goes and does not bring home the Olympics, it's going to be kind of a blow for him on the international stage.
Republican Party Chair Michael Steele questioned whether the president should take on yet another challenge amid debates over health reform and whether to send more troops to Afghanistan.
Who's he rooting for? Is he hoping to hop a plane to Brazil and catch the Olympics in Rio?
White House officials privately say they had little choice but to raise the stakes, with competitors Brazil, Japan, and Spain all sending their heads of state to Copenhagen, leading Mr. Obama to become the first U.S. president to ever make such a direct pitch for an American city. Though dating back to his days as a senator from Illinois, he's also made no bones about his personal interest, too.
I only live 2 blocks away from where the Olympics are going to kick off in 2016. And I also, in the interest of full disclosure, have to let you know that in 2016, I'll be wrapping up my 2nd term as president.
Before she left for Copenhagen, I asked Mrs. Obama directly if she worries that such a high-profile lobbying campaign will hurt her husband if it fails. She said this is a case where you don't worry about the outcome. You just give it your all and let the chips fall where they may. Sort of like the Olympic Games. Ed Henry, CNN, the White House.
Next in weather, we'll find out if the cool temperatures are here to stay. And later in sports, Brian Winter and Nick Curran tell us about golfing champ Kenny Perry.
I am folding the pants. The pants are long. Do they go on my head?
Do they? Do the pants go on my head? No. They go on.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Where have you been? I lost my cat. Oh, that's not right. Yeah, so I made this cat magnet to try and get him back. Cool. Does it work? Kinda. Ow! Nice. Yeah, but that's not my cat. I gotta keep working on it. See ya. See ya.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your own inventions or just play some games at inventnow.org.
I feel scared. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital. I feel like a fish with no water.
You know how to react to their asthma attacks. Here's how to prevent them. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor. Because even one attack is one too many.
Melanie, the first day of October, we've had beautiful, beautiful weather. Is it going to stay that way?
Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but it's not going to stay like that. Or excuse me, it's not going to stay that way. We had beautiful fall-like temperatures, and currently at the Bowling Green Airport, we're sitting at 70 degrees out there, beautiful sunny skies, and the temperatures are going to be dropping as a cold front hits our way. Let's look at the highs and the lows that we hit today, 71 and 46. Now you can see that's still that is below normal for this time of the year. We didn't have any precipitation for the day or the month as it is the 1st of October, but I'm sorry to say it, that number is going to increase come tonight. Now let's take a look at the temperatures around the Commonwealth. You'll see up to our northeast, that is where we're seeing all of the 60-degree temperatures down in the lower 60s. Bowling Green, we're sitting at 70. As we move further south, Nashville 73 and Jackson 71 degrees. And as I just said, that rain is going to be heading our way. It's going to be making its way towards us come later on tonight. And you see all of these showers associated with a cold front that is over the Plain States right now. It's making its way towards us. It's going to be a big weather maker for us tonight and into tomorrow morning. I'm sorry to say it, folks, we do have thunderstorms and strong winds associated with this system, so make sure you stay tuned for all of your weather updates. Looking at tonight, we do have those thunderstorms with the temperatures dropping down in the mid-60s, and into tomorrow, those skies are going to remain. We do have a slight chance for those thunderstorms to stay in the early morning. Let's take a quick look at your next 5 days, and hopefully we can get this rain cleared out by mid-afternoon on Friday, and it's going to salvage the rest of your weekend. Clear skies, but we do have another chance of rain come Monday and Tuesday, and I'll have more about that coming up.
Thank you, Melanie. No, don't like that rain at all. Coming up next, we've got sports. Before that, excuse me, the times are changing for WKU fans on game days, beginning with the Hilltoppers' October 10th game against Florida International. Vehicles will be limited to parking lots during tailgating. Campus lawns will remain available for tailgating, but no vehicles will be allowed to park on them.
I think that's pretty lame. I think that's one of the fun parts about tailgating is bringing your car on campus.
It makes it a lot easier if I can just park in the grass, and that way I don't have to carry all of my equipment, all of my grill, coolers. Stuff's very heavy.
Everyone's always like, oh yeah, are you tailgating, not are you going to the game? So they're probably more apt to stay in their rooms or in their houses.
Try to like go to different places at once because of all the crowding in. I feel like it's just going to be all confined in one space if they can't use grass or anything.
Groups who tailgate on parking lots may take up to 3 parking spaces, including the one for the vehicle. Okay, now it's time for sports. How about that?
It is time for sports, and coming up after the break, we're going to talk Western Kentucky football. Yes, they do have a bye this weekend. However, we're also going to talk about Kenny Perry, Western Kentucky alum, and I think he played the best in the world this past weekend in Tiger Woods. I'm not sure. We'll find out soon. Stay tuned.
I'm going to say nothing.
Left-handed people are smart.
Dad, do you want to get the phone?
No.
Every year, 1 million families face losing their homes to foreclosure. If you're ignoring your mortgage issues, things will only get worse. Call 1-888-995-HOPE because nothing is worse than doing nothing.
Explore new worlds. Read. Visit literacy.gov.
It's never too early to start reading to your kids. There are amazing possibilities when you open a child's mind to reading. Explore new worlds. Read.
Scores and highlights from your team. News Channel 12, Sports.
The Western Kentucky football team has a bye this week as they prepare for the Golden Panthers of Florida International next Saturday. The Tops are coming off of a tough road game in Annapolis this past weekend as they fell to Navy 38-22. Although the midshipmen defeated Western, the Tops looked impressive offensively, especially at the quarterback position. Redshirt freshman K1 Jace completed 22 of 28 passes for 276 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also rushed the ball 15 times for 44 yards and a score in his first career start. The Tops take on Florida International October 10th right here at Houchins Industries, LT Smith Stadium. Kenny Perry carried a 2-shot lead into the final round of the Tour Championship this past weekend, but the suspense over whether Perry would hang on may not have been the most intriguing thing about the round. The extra points, Nick Curran has the details.
Kenny Perry.
There were a number of prominent storylines as Kenny Perry teed off in the final round of the Tour Championship, not the least of which was Perry's age. The 49-year-old has won more events since turning 47 than anyone else in PGA Tour history. Next, Perry was playing with Tiger Woods. Not good for the Franklin native. In 5 previous pairings with Woods, Perry's average score was a 75. Still, Perry could keep a sense of humor about playing with Tiger.
I think I was 1 or 2 up starting on 10 on Sunday, and I let a couple drives get away from me, I remember, and made a couple bogeys, and next thing you know, he birdies 16 and waxes me like he always does. But
Finally, the former Hilltopper had his son Justin as his caddy. With both his parents ailing, Perry wants more of a family environment on the road. Having his son on the bag is a big thrill.
These are things we'll cherish for the rest of our lives. And to get him out there tomorrow now with Tiger, I mean, I love playing with Tiger anyway. He's a hoot. And to Justin to be up and close and personal with him, you know, these are things you can't pay money for this, priceless.
Perry's final round didn't go as planned. His 4 over par 74 on par with his performance when playing with the world's best player. Still, as the sun sets on Perry's PGA Tour career, the 49-year-old seems to have a little magic left. For the Extra Point, I'm Nick Curran.
Looks good, looks good.
Perry finished in a tie for 4th in the Tour Championship and 9th in the FedEx Cup standings. After going 1-1 last week in the Open Sun Belt Conference play, the WKU Lady Toppers are back in action this weekend as they head south to Sweet Home, Alabama. Western splits matches with Florida Atlantic and FIU to move to 6-3-1 on the season. The Lady Toppers will be in Mobile, Alabama Friday for a 7 p.m. matchup with South Alabama, and they head to Troy on Sunday to take on the Trojans at 1. With that being said, I'm kind of anxious this weekend myself. You as well, Jason?
Oh, yes. Okay.
Always
fun. Thank you so much. With a final look at the forecast, here's Melanie.
Well, Jason, the rain should be coming later on tonight, but it should be clearing out for the weekend. So if you made plans, go ahead and enjoy those. We're taking a look at the forecast rainfall for the next 48 hours. You see all those greens and blues heading through our area, and that is the low pressure system heading our way just outside of the Plain States right now. It's going to be hitting us around 1 p.m. tonight and sticking with us into Friday morning. Let's take a look at your next 5 days. You'll see that 60% chance of rain sticking with us for Friday morning. Let's cross our fingers and let's get that rain showers cleared out come Friday afternoon. And we have beautiful sunny skies come Sunday and Saturday with your temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, but we do have another chance of rain come Monday and Tuesday.
Well, today was a nice day.